Well, that's Gordon Burley.
Pictures amazing.
I noticed his picture has disappeared for some reason, but I was going to go and turn it off because I don't want him looking at me when I'm telling secrets. Anyway, thank you for coming. Oh God, I can't read this either. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hello everyone. I know most of you, but for those who I haven't met yet, I'm Gordon, Richard's father. Look at all you beautiful people. You got up this morning probably with a little dread or apprehension in your hearts. You put on your best face and best clothes and traveled to North Vancouver. Some of you came from the island and ferry and their delightful food. And others came from the valley and elsewhere. Danielle, you came from Richard, thank you. And we thank you very much for that. It's an effort. Hey, as for that apprehension, maybe we let that go away. Now, have any of you been to St. Petersburg, to the Hermitage, or the Winter Palace? How about the Moscow Circus? Richard has. Wow, this is tough. He traveled throughout his life, and I wish he had the time to tell you some of the places he's been. I know he had a lot more places to see. Hey, if I had all that travel money, hell, I could retire. So, as a young child, Richard was much trouble to raise. However, his mother did get that phone call from a concerned neighbor, all upset because he was playing doctor with their daughter in the bushes. I always thought he had thin skin. Why? Because he often came home missing a bunch of them. As a kid, he was obsessed with building forts in the woods. Later in life, I could say they were some of his best memories. However, he was always the one to be easily talked into climbing the skinny tree to top a crappy piece of road for a swing. And of course, he'd have to be the first one to try. That time, he came home missing a lot of skin. Another time, probably 12 or so, Richard tried to come down Mount Seymour Mountain Road on his homemade skateboard, lying down. Again, more skin lost. I wondered, did he know if skateboard illusion was coming? Yes, he did. When Richard was a teen and owned a collector pickup that had a big engine installed in it, required him to occasionally crawl out of the pickup to sort out the transmission linkage to get it at a park. Scott knows. On the flats, this was okay, but this one time he was parked on a downhill slant and he thought he was fast enough to crawl out from under the truck before it moved. Wrong. He got rolled up and run over by his own truck. If an astonished tow truck driver watching this idiot hadn't pulled up and stopped the truck, Richard could have seriously hurt. Again, lots of lost skin. And a tongue lashing from me. And I know he was probably too old, but I couldn't help myself. Fast forward. Richard is now married. Remember his love of fort building? Okay, so he was helping JP with the tree fort in the backyard. JP, he's got about 100 nails in the boards, and Richard was doing a safety inspection, forgetting about that one railing not nailed yet. He leaned on, fell 10 feet down on his back, and lost more skin. And wasn't he the driving fool? Going to Calgary for a weekend was nothing. One time, Richard and Lisa took the BC ferries to Prince Rupert and drove to Hyder, Alaska to deliver office runners from ACD Insurance. Then they drove to Prince George, finding home all over a long weekend. And Lisa Vegas while living in Camp Orford. Their good friends went to Vegas on holidays. That's you, Tom. Richard and Lisa thought it would be great fun to surprise him, so they drove down and had dinner and drove straight back. Again, I bet he didn't have to drive. Don't look at me. Oh. They drove to Reno on many occasions. At least I don't know how many times. Forgot a lot. When he owned a Harley, Sunday morning he'd find him instant riding to Princeton, down to Merriman's, and then to Spence's Bridge and home through the Fraser Canyon. Now that's a hike, that's a haul, that's a real long ride. And he'd be home in the afternoon. Just wonderful, I think. Anyway, Richard participated in a lot of organized rides with Hub Barton Group, flying south to rent a bike and through the country. They had group rides in Canada as well. Talked a lot about those memories. But what about that 19-day bike vacation? Lisa rode with Richard, I think 9 or 10 of those days, and then she flew home. She must have looked like his backpack with a snuggled up behind. That's really lost. That was good. He then met up with the insurance group ending up in Sturgis, South Dakota. Now from Sturgis, South Dakota to Edmonton is a long way. It's 974 miles or 1,575 kilometers. And his 18 or 20 hour one go. God, so impressed his fellow riders. But Mom and Dad, not so much. Daredevil, you say? Yes. As a kid in Russia, Richard was, I'd like to think, strongly encouraged to be the one sent to buy the black market army belt buckles. It was the flavor of the time. And he got chased by the Russian police through Red Square and hit amongst several wedding moves going on at the time. And what about that skydiving thing in Camp Orford? Oh, and speaking of the Philippines, Lisa took her new husband back to meet her family. In a large room at a family gathering, there was talk about a beautiful resort in the mountains. Richard got to listen to this. Ooh, I made the mistake of saying to Lisa in this room full of her family, "You should go to that beautiful resort in the mountains your family's talking about." Well, custom says that if an invitation is set in front of the group is invited. Richard had to hire a bus to accommodate his new large family. And they didn't want to. And speaking of London, Richard had a beautiful business plan for a new style of insurance involving Lloyd's London. It involved many trips to London. A friendship developed with the Lloyd's rep. Over the years, the friendship with Derek and Jan took them on cruises, visits, and the driving trip through Europe. Derek and Jan couldn't be here today, but we'll be with Lisa next week. And speaking of the Caribbean, Lisa, Richard, and family have been on a number of cruises. Carol and I have enjoyed several of those trips with very fond memories. They are the ultimate tour guides, and Lisa is a very special travel guide, isn't she? It sounds like the Mediterranean cruise with family and friends 2 years ago was one of the best. Now, how many people have been to a Super Bowl? Richard has. They have tickets for this year's college basketball Final Four, and he was so looking forward to that. He was a very funny man who just loved to laugh and had a quick wit accompanied by an even faster response. He was a good speaker and could keep the audience laughing. He was a bit romantic, wore special cards, flowers, and romantic dinners for Lisa. He learned about wines and became a connoisseur. Kind of reminds me a bit of myself. Richard loved camping, and our four-wheel driving outings were very special, especially when we got lost. Although he didn't get to spend as much time as he wanted boating, the ocean was always close to his heart. Which brings us to Tortola. It's a small, beautiful island, part of the British Virgin Islands in southeastern Puerto Rico. This was Richard and Lisa's favorite place to go. At least 2 cruise stops, 2 family vacations, plus a boys trip to charter sailboats and cruise Athens for a week. He'll be making one more trip there at his request. He wants his ashes fed on that. What is the name of that lake? What's it? Brewers. Okay, he wants to be spread on his ashes on the Brewers Bay in Tortola. Lisa, family and friends will likely head down there this time next year. Hey, you're all welcome to come if you want, on his credit card. As some of you know, Richard's ultimate ambition in life was to retire to a place in the sun with no shoes or socks, just bare feet with sand beneath them both. This plan was known by many of his friends. This is the part.
I just picked out part of that.
Tortola would be the closest Richard can get to that dream. So, you've listened to my blather about our son, and please understand, he left us far too young. But he did have a full and wonderful loving life. He built many friendships, memories, and was as proud of families as we are. So let's be happy for him. I'm trying to be. But now let's take a moment, and then we'll talk about Don Archibald, his mentor, and I'd like him to come up and just maybe say a toast, which was kind of a toast. And by the way, Don Archibald, Bill Lovejoy, Joe Stonehouse, we talked. Joe Siegel's not here. Bob Raymond's not here, and others had so much to do with shaping Richard and helping him to a successful, rewarding career. For this, his mom, myself, Lisa, and family, thank you very much. I'm sorry his brother Colin, Sister Shannon, Scott McKay, Peter and Doug Blankovich, Boris Delmar, Edward Long, the Lawson twins, Carmen Craig, and others. You know who you are. We can't take the time to hear your many stories now, and we'll be here all night. Now, I have one last request. We're all here because of Richard, and all of you are his friends. So let's not be formal. Why not look that stranger in the eye and put your hand out and introduce yourself and say, and how do you know Richard? And I promise you, you will meet the best people in the world and go home with Richard Ford.
When we are born, we don't know where life's journeys will take us. We hope we choose the right road. Richard was a man who knew what road to choose and was proud of his choices. His love of travel brought him to many parts of the world. His life was lived moment to moment, and he truly enjoyed every second of it. After spending time with Richard and his family, he was reminded of the words of 1 Corinthians 13 that speak clearly of the life Richard led. Love is patient and kind. It is not jealous or conceited or proud. Love is not ill-mannered or selfish or irritable. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. Love is not happy with evil, but is happy with truth. Love never gives up, and its faith, hope, and patience never fail. Love is eternal. These three remain: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. I believe that the love that Richard shared with every person in this world will never die. Richard was one of those rare individuals that actually lived by the golden rule: do unto others. There will never really be any way to know just how many hearts were impacted by Richard's never-ending kindness and generosity. His legacy is a living tribute of deep personal conviction, service, and a passion for family, friends, and his beloved children. that will live on for generations because he taught by example how to love and treasure life. He also had a gift in that he could envision and create opportunities. In Richard's memory, we ask you to please live with courage, dignity, and speak always with the truth. Never forget to live each day from the place of an open, loving heart. Enjoy life to the fullest. Take time to gaze upon a clear mountain stream and see the reflection of your own transparent soul. Follow your dreams and never put them off until tomorrow. Each of us only has today with no guarantee of tomorrow. Remember to never settle for second best and always accept life challenges with determination and optimism. Take time to meet often as a family. No matter how busy your lives are, family comes first. And never forget to tell those near and dear to you every day, I love you. As we leave today, remember what Richard meant to each of us. I would like to conclude with a poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I marked the first another day, yes, knowing how way leads onto way. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. As Richard stated in 3 words, life goes on. We'd like to show a video.
Will I buy you a house? I will buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, buy you furniture for your house, maybe as Chesterfield or Auburn. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, will I buy you a K car? A nice ride on a home wheel. If I had $1 million, I'd buy you love. If I had $1 million, I'd sell the tree for an iron. If I had $1 million, you could help me that iron. If I had $1 million, go up there and hey, I open the fridge. cruel. And if I had $1,000,000, if I had $1,000,000, well, I'd buy an exotic patio, rock around. And if I had $1,000,000, if I had $1,000,000, well, I'd buy John Merrick's remains, all them crazy album bones. If I had $1,000,000, I'd buy him love. If I had $1,000,000, we wouldn't have to walk to the store. If I had $1,000,000, we'd take a limousine just in cars. If I had $1,000,000, we wouldn't have to eat craft dinner. But we would eat craft dinner. Of course we would. We just need more. And buy really expensive ketchup so it's right, all fancy Dijon ketchup. If I had $1,000,000, if I had $1,000,000, well, I'd buy you a great dress, but not a real great dress, that's cruel. And if I had $1,000,000, if I had $1,000,000, well, I'd buy you some art, a Picasso or a Garfunkel. If I had $1,000,000, if I had $1,000,000, well, I'd buy you a monkey. Haven't you always wanted a monkey? If I had $1,000,000, I'd buy you love. If I had $1,000,000, 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 I'd be rich. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Great video. And that concludes today. I'd like to thank everyone on behalf of our family for coming, and let's enjoy some food and drink on the big day. Thanks.